SEO this week. Hey everyone, welcome to SEO this week. Let's get it going. All right, story number one. Google's got this parameters. So if you're using Google Merchant Feed, and if you're a e-commerce store, you should be using the Google Merchant Feed. It's how you get into Google Shopping. There's an option, and you turn it on, and it adds this parameter so you can do auto. It's called auto tagging, and it adds this parameter so you can validate where your traffic is coming from and what is converting. Typically, it's using Google Shopping. However, these parameters are actually showing up in your organic search results as well, which is screwing up attribution for a lot of people. Now, if you have a ton of traffic and you have a ton coming from shopping and a ton coming from organic, that's a big deal. Especially if you're looking to leverage, you want to see where to leverage. Where you want to leverage more of your marketing efforts. If you need some more work in organic and less work in shopping, or vice versa, having this in both places kind of screws that up. The only problem is that Google says, "Oh, it's not so much of a big deal," but it is for businesses that are using data. And if you turn it off in auto tagging, you turn it off everywhere. And then you have to manually, in your merchant feed, assign parameters for each one of your products. So it'll show up inside of when it shows up into shopping, which I don't necessarily know if that's going to fix everything, but it's there. Actually, in theory, it should fix the auto tagging thing, because what you add into the feed and you add the URL parameters to your feed, UTM codes, for example, to your feed URLs, then that's what shows up in shopping, but it won't, in theory, it won't show up into the organic, unless, of course, Google pulls those over at the same time, and then you have another problem. So attribution has always been a pain in the ass for Google. They've always, tried different methods to try to figure it out. Last touch, does it come from organic, come from PPC, does it come from news, does it come from shopping, does it come from images? All of that attribution thing is always been a hard thing, and it's always been hard for businesses. So this is just one little more thing. I would leave the auto tagging feature on and let and then use other tools like data filtering to see where traffic, if you can identify where your traffic is coming from, and the refers from shopping versus organic. If you're really worried about it, I count all the shopping features, like the product carousels and all that. That's all Google Shopping. And I want to win there, but I also want to win in the organic rankings. So if I'm winning on shopping, and let's say I'm number 7 on organic, but I'm still getting all those clicks from the shopping thing, I'm cool with that. And generally, I will tie that all into organic. So, but that's just me. I don't really get that into the weeds of attribution. But larger stores, larger corporations in particular, like that might become a big deal for somebody. So that's how you fix it. You can turn it off and do that stuff manually. I would think that Google would want to fix this to help out their customers, but I would also suspect that that's very low on the totem pole in regards to priority. How to prevent PPC from cannibalizing your efforts. I'm going to point this out. Let's see here. Let's see. Actually, this isn't this story I want to talk about. This is a different one. Essentially, the idea here is if you are ranking for your brand name, for example, there's absolutely no need to run a PPC campaign. I personally agree with that. The only reason you wouldn't do it is if you have competitors that are running PPC campaigns and you want to keep them out. But that costs you money to keep them out. So they won't piggyback, and you can't buy all of the ad spots. You can buy the number one, and they can keep raising your prices, and you keep raising your prices. It's still going to cost you money to carry over there. And at some point, you're going to be spending just as much in PPC for your own brand name as you are for your SEO campaign. So personally, I think you're kind of just pissing your money away. Also, if you're trying to rank for a keyword, let's say, and an example I like to give is I was ranking for Seattle SEO. It was doing well. And I wanted to also, I was getting into PPC stuff. So I ran a PPC campaign and I was playing with that and competing with people that are offering $250 SEO. And I was ranking for Seattle SEO and I had #1 ad for Seattle SEO. Eventually I took the ad down because I got tired of pissing my money away. And then my rankings fell away. So that would be bad, right? My rankings disappeared as soon as I, coincidentally enough, turned off my ads. So that is a consideration. The other thing is, if I'm ranking #1, why would I also want to add when I know people are scrolling down and they're going to click on the #1 listing, right? So my CTR of the #1 listing is higher than my ad rate, so why pay for both? So this is a good thing to consider when you're creating your PPC campaigns and cleaning up your targeting. If you're ranking for them already, stop paying for the PPC stuff. Also, if you're paying for PPC stuff and it's converting highly, but you're not ranking for it, that's where your SEO needs to go. SEO those landing pages to get it up into the rankings so you can stop paying for the PPC stuff and then move on to other keywords. And that's how you jump around and use PPC to do help with your keyword research and conversion rate optimization, do your SEO to rank for it, stabilize it, and then go stop the PPC and go find new keywords to create new landing pages. That's the process. So this is a good explanation of that. I've talked about it several times, but in short, pretty much what I said. Just don't run PPC for stuff that you're already ranking for. It's kind of, you're throwing money away. Perfectly optimized article for SEO. I don't know if you guys know Barry Adams. He's run his SEO for Google News. He's got a newsletter. It's actually really, really good. A couple of things I wanted to highlight in here. The whole article is good, but some things I want to highlight is prominence. So if you have a news website, let's take SEO This Week, for example, and don't shoot me. I've just not really built this out yet. Prominence. I have these 4 articles that show up on the homepage. I have more, but these are the 4 top ones. This is prominent. So if I write a new article, my system will pop it in here automatically. This is the newspaper theme. It'll show up here automatically. You can obviously see I got some duplicates and stuff, and I need to change that. But let's say these are the 2 prominent locations on my website. This article, because it's prominent on the website, on the homepage in particular, will rank and do better in Google News, according to Barry, than not. Now, Barry is the expert in SEO for news websites, so I'm going to take his word for it. It totally makes sense to me, and I can't see why that would not be the case. So that's a good one that you'll get out of this article for sure, is read some stuff on the prominence and look at your website and how does it promote your new content and your most important content. If it's highlighting your most important content on some of the most important pages, homepage, categories and stuff like that, do pin posts and stuff, that might be something to look at for not only news sites, but for all websites. This is actually a cool thing. Intro to summary heading deck. So have your title and then have a small summary underneath it. So this would be a H1, and then the small summary would be a H2, and then you go through it. The same can be said. Let's go look at, I think these guys are actually pretty good at doing it. So there's the timeline. There's the heading, and then
President Trump,
here's
Elon Musk,
shut this down. Here's the Jesus Fox. Here's the heading, and then the summary is right here. So you can read the heading and then go flipped upside down. Oh, that's the summary of the news article, right? In your apps, in your news apps, you can see that too. A lot of times, you'll see the title, you'll click on it, and then you'll see this summary. You can do the same thing with HT. So I want to test that out. I think that would be really cool. And I would do it not only for news, but for blog articles too. Put a summary in there. One of the things with AI, a lot of AI tools have that key takeaways feature. I'm thinking this is better. So I want to try that out. Article and structure, we talk about that ad nauseum and internal linking. This is ad nauseum. The hard part about this, especially on news, if you're publishing 10, 15 articles, is how do you link from your older stuff to the new stuff? Linking out is easy. Linking in is the hard part. So you got to have a plan to figure that out too. It says large language models can help with that. I would actually not be that complicated about it. You can do entities. You can use entities. Let's say generative AI is an entity, just as an example. And you have a whole bunch of posts talking about generative AI, but you're not trying to rank for generative AI. So you can use that as an entity to interlink several pages. Use that one anchor text to link to several pages on your website. You're fine with that. If you have a website about generative AI, you obviously don't want to do that, but you could talk about internal linking, for example. Well, or just linking. That'll be fine. You don't want to use your exact matches on your different pages across multiple pages in the anchor text, right? But you can use your entities. So I would probably set up something like that. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I use Link Whisper for most of that, and there's another one from Code Canyon that I use. We could talk about anchor text and the different ways to skin this cat so you can do good interlinking in and out of your new pages. Google Converts, the bug review, they're fixing that. I only bring this up because there's tons of different groups, both on Discord servers and in Facebook groups and Twitter or X and Blue Sky, talking about this review bug. Essentially, what was happening was you weren't losing your reviews; they just weren't displaying them. They just kept falling off the displays. I don't know, like from a user perspective, I only read a few of them. It's not like I'm going to read all 200 of your reviews. I'm going to read like 3 or 4, maybe some of your good ones, maybe some of your bad ones, and then move on. But the argument was, hey, all my reviews are missing. Personally, if I didn't even notice because I don't watch them, but it is a big deal for some people. Google found a bug. Google's fixing the bug. It's been a week. They'll fix it when they fix it. It's just kind of how that goes. This happens, I swear that a review bug of some type just rotates in cycles, comes in and comes out. So just be aware that it is there. They're fixing it. Move on to something else. This one I'm sharing because it just baffles me. Today's success depends on moving beyond search volume and focusing on search intent. That's a line in this article. Today's success depends on moving beyond search volume and focusing on intent. The first sentence, after 25 years of working in SEO, that establishes his experience. Today's success depends on moving beyond search volume and intent. If it took you 25 years to figure out that keyword research depends on moving beyond search volume and focusing on search intent, you need to find a new career. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to leave it right there for you. Because it has always been, keyword research has always been about identifying search intent. Here's the process. You as an SEO are doing search engine optimization. You're doing search engine optimization for the purpose of ranking a web page for a keyword. It is inherent in your responsibilities as an SEO to do keyword research, to find the proper keywords to rank said business for, to generate traffic. It is inherent is your responsibility as an SEO to do the keyword research, to look at the search intent that is ranking, that is in that for that keyword, and then making sure that it matches with the landing page. So, in our example, solar panels. What is the search intent for the keyword of solar panels? Not what the users are doing, not what you think you're doing. What is Google showing as the search intent? User engagement with the search results changes the intent of the search results. In this case, instantly, I know that if I am going to rank for solar panels, if I am a company that's installing these, I am not going to optimize a page for solar panels. Why? All of these are talking about either information, or sales of solar panels. So if I'm a solar panel installer and I'm not selling solar panels in an e-com situation, I would not do well on this because the search intent for solar panels is products. That's the search intent. E-com, installer, installation, add installation. Now I'm looking at installers. This is where an installer would be. So if you are a solar panel installer, you would create information. You would create local pages. You would create maps. You could answer some questions. Video is doing good here. Contractors. This is information. This is more information. This is more information. This is where you would live, right? Let's go installers. Service area pages. That's a review site. There's actual service business, review site, service business, service pages, right? Search intent. What does Google think the search intent is? That's part of the actual keyword research. It has been for 25 damn years, not starting today. And why people are talking about how this is something that's new is absolutely beyond me. It boggles my mind that people with so much experience are saying, oh, today is when you want to start doing that. Just absolutely boggles my mind. And the search intent is what Google thinks, because that's where you're competing first. So yes, SEOs are not responsible for leads. They're not responsible for conversions. They're not responsible for sales. But CRO, conversion rate optimization, starts at keyword research. Identify the keywords with the search volume that you're looking for. Look at the search intent for each one of those keywords. Does it match your landing page, or can you make a landing page that matches that keyword search intent? Then rank for it. That is where the SEO lives. Traffic comes from that rankings. If you've done this keyword research and the search intent analysis properly, that is converting traffic in which your business client or your business yourself will get leads and you will get sales, assuming you have a sales process. Your SEO is not answering your phone, is not doing your sales pitches for you. So if they're saying, oh, you're going to get more sales, they're just pitching the idea, the dream, the hope that you know how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, then you're not going to get sales from your SEO. If your website absolutely is trash, like let's say your search intent says you should have a product website and you rank a page that is informational, guess what? You're not going to get any leads. That's an SEO's responsibility to match keywords with search intent with the landing page. That's how you get leads from SEO. But an SEO is not responsible. It's not getting you more leads. He's doing the matching of the proper traffic to the proper landing page with the proper search intent to increase your conversion rates. You have to do more work on your landing page to make it better, perhaps, to increase it and make your conversion rates higher, but it all starts with selecting the right proper traffic. And that's where the SEO, a true SEO, lives and dies at. If an SEO starts with, you're going to get more leads and sales, just fucking run, because it's not, they don't control your leads. They don't control your sales. There is a caveat on this. I know an SEO agency, when I take on a new client, part of the rule is we will redesign your entire website and you have to let us do it. Those people are responsible for your leads because at that point, because now they control the funnel from keyword research to search intent to landing page design. That's where you can hold them responsible for leads. So if you sign up with a company and they say, we're going to do this, and then your leads drop, they're responsible for that. Because they're selling you SEO and they're selling you conversion rate optimization. But if they just take your website and they're going and they don't do anything with your website, they don't offer it as part of a service, they don't do it as part of, just doing it, they're just providing you SEO, keyword research, matching keywords with search intent, matching that search intent to the proper pages on your website, and ranking for keywords that are related to what the search intent of that website or that particular landing page to get high quality traffic. And it may not necessarily be a lot of traffic. It could be just a little bit of it, tiny traffic. That's why you have multiple pages. And if you're a local business, that's why you have multiple pages for different cities and multiple service pages and stuff like that. We're not spamming the internet with your website. We're creating landing pages for that specific market, for people in that specific area that are looking specifically for your services. So, and they've done a search on it, and now they've matched. And you're there because you matched keyword research with search intent with landing page to create traffic and get conversions. There you go. Traditional keyword research is failing. 25-year SEOs who are just learning now that you don't do based on search volume. That's what's failing. Jesus. People in this fucking industry. Frustration. Here's another one. Link building services. We offer link building services. Google has warned against using paid links since these links are typically used to gain the algorithm. But we offer link building services. Fucking hypocrites. It's okay, according to these people, that you pay someone else to do your link building, because now you're not buying paid links. You're using a service to build your links. What do you think these people are doing? They're buying paid links. Everyone's buying paid links. There's no secret. Because webmasters, website owners are monetizing their website and getting the most amount of revenue from it. And if that means selling placement guest posts, for example, or outreach or digital PR, whatever fancy name you want to call it, it's all article marketing. So if you pay to put an article on someone else's website, that's purely within the website owner's prerogative to allow you to do that. And that's paid links. Google does not know that you're using paid links. There's no magical tool or whatever that Google's going to figure out to say, oh, they're using paid links. The only way you're going to find out is if you tell on yourself and say you're using paid links, or you tell somebody else and they go report you to Google. That's the only way they're going to know. So just don't tell people you're buying paid links. Don't go to websites that are only putting content up for the purposes of selling links. Like if they have SEO This Week, for example, if I did 100 articles and I did one post for somebody and I put a link into it and I charged them $50 or $200 for that link, SEO This Week is like a $10 website. That would be $10 link. But if I charge $200 for it, nobody's gonna know unless I said, oh, look, I posted this article and charged these guys $200 for it. So this is just hypocrisy. How they put this paragraph inside of this whole section inside of this article right above their menu thing where it says link building services is absolutely beyond me. And this all happens all the time. So some other crap. 99% of the web has low domain authority. So if you only have high domain authority websites, like, all these really big, huge websites linking to you, guess what you're probably doing? Paid links. So this is dumb. Lack of relevance. Testing has shown the website does not have to be, a plumber site linking to a plumber site. Awesome. But a lawyer site linking to a plumber. Awesome. It does not have to be this. The big thing that matters is the anchor text. That's what the algorithm is analyzing. 3 levels of relevance. I have a page on 3 levels of relevance. The supplemental keyword is relevance, linking to a relevance page. Makes sense, right? Relevance and link building makes sense. That's where the relevance is coming from. This crap here, it's relevance on a page about what makes a link cheap. Relevance. Is it related? Not really. Relevance. That's what these are related to, not to the page. You don't have to do this. Private blog networks, linking out to private blog networks. It's about links. Does that directly related to private blog networks? Maybe. Warning against using paid links. That's relevant. That's the same. So these guys aren't even using their own Kool-Aid in their own content and talking about this stuff. So there you go. Beware of link building services talking about links, especially look and see if they're hypocrites. If they're hypocrites, just stay away from them. This is how to optimize your content strategy, AI-powered search. Where did I want to show you? It was here. This ads cluttering the search result. This is Google's user experience, and why you probably want to look at Bing, DuckDuckGo, all those others, and focus on them a little bit too. I know a lot of them are using each other's search results. So like Google is feeding, I think Google feeds DuckDuckGo for a little bit. I think it used to be Bing. Bing is doing Yahoo, etc. So you're really honestly limited in your search engines that you can optimize for, but look at other sources. Bing traffic does convert higher than Google traffic for electronics and that kind of stuff. Consumer level high-end products to spend $500 more. Bing users spend $500 more generally than Google users do. So it makes sense if you have like a electronics e-com store to focus a lot of your attention over at Bing, for example, and then just know that, users are frustrated with Google and they're going to have to do something about it. What else did I want to share in here? Right here. Yeah. Search is preference. Everyone's scaring business owners. Oh, Google is AI is taking over and Google's going away. Not according to the numbers, Super Clown. 82% plus 11 is what? 93, and then 4, that's 94%. Search still going on Google. Still using search engines. Only 3.8% using ChatGPT. I think you're okay. You're gonna be okay using SEO. Gonna be okay. And then let's see here. If you want to get into the models, just rank higher. That's generally how you're going to do it. Bing and Google, if you rank higher in both of those, you have a higher chance of getting into the models. If you ask the search result, you ask the tools where they're using their training data, they give you some examples. All of these examples, if you're going to get in there, you're going to have to use paid, except for Reddit, with the exception of Reddit. And then just because you're in Reddit doesn't necessarily mean the model is trained on the subreddits that you happen to be using. So you got that to worry about. Associated Press is a common press release service. Just because you have a press release doesn't mean that the databases are using those particular directories inside of AP and News Corp, for example, is also the same. The press release APIs, just because they get published, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to pop into the data sets too. So think about that. Links are the key to ranking. I never even heard anyone mention, oh, you got to get more backlinks to get into AI responses. Never in my life have I heard anyone say that. So that's a weird myth. I don't know what kind of crowd this person's hanging into, but there you go. Overviews. Kevin Indig, he read 19 different studies. Is that what he said? 19? Yeah, 19 different studies. It's weird that he read his own study to look at stuff. That's, I don't know, two of them, three of his own studies. So do those count? But what I like in here is SEO clarity, AI overviews, 4.5%, 120 million analyzed keywords, 4.5%. 42% is the number that I hear quoted all times, all over the place. It was 500,000, little over 500,000 keywords. 120 million keywords, 500,000 keywords. I would argue 4.5% is probably more accurate with AI overview usage. So running around, people saying, oh, there are 42% of keywords, probably coming from this growth memo study with only 500,000 keywords. 100,000, 12.5%, 120, 47, 21, millions. These are the ones that I would consider more accurate. Probably you're looking at 10% or less AI overviews. And most of those are in informational content, not commercial, not transactional. This is where the money's at. Navigational, commercial, transaction. This is where the traffic's at. General traffic, information seekers, bottom of the funnel or top of the funnel, depending on how your funnel's turned, right? These are information seekers. They don't have their wallets out yet. They're still looking. These guys all have their wallets out. And look where AI overviews are not. There's a little bit in there. There's a little bit in navigational, but most of it's in informational. Because that's where all the traffic's at. Google wants you to stay, do your research on Google, and then eventually click ads. But if you're researching on Google, and you're more likely to do it if you're on Google and you're on multiple pages, and you're engaging with AIO, and you're switching around and more page views, and then eventually you see ads, and then finally you're at navigational, commercial, and transactional point of your search. Then you click an ad and then go convert. That's what Google wants you to do. So it makes sense that AIO is over there. But as we see from here, millions, 4.5% of people are going to see that. So the world is not ending because Google put AIO overviews in there. Interesting enough, health. AIO overviews are showing a lot in health. Your money, your life. Why would they use generative large language models to answer health questions? Could be some responsibility in that regards, in so much as their data set could be just like health journals and that kind of stuff, health related journals. So they're trying to, let's say you have a popular opinion about vaccines or an unpopular opinion about vaccines. They want to use the health journals to answer your vaccines questions so that they can limit the amount of content that you may or may not see, or try to limit the content that you may see about the downsides of vaccines, for example. That could be, in theory, tinfoil hat, why you see a lot of AI overviews in health. But ranking a lot in rehab, for example, I wouldn't want my potential prospects to see AI overviews, not because I think that they're bad or anything, but generative. They're making shit up. And so I don't think AI overviews should be in health, but for whatever reason, Google's showing them in health. It's strange. And they're showing it at a high volume, which is, again, strange. Woo, favorite time. Questions. If you have questions for SEO this week, just leave them in the comments below. YouTube hasn't been notifying me of your comments. I actually have to go to YouTube Studio and check them out every once in a while and make sure that I see them. So if you have a question you want me to answer in the next episode, put it in the comments. Don't use the live chat if that's turned on. It shouldn't be, but don't use the chat. Use the comments and I'll see those. Save them to my text file and then I'll answer them in the next episode. And that'll be cool. All right. So question number 1, Google indexed all 3,000 plus pages of my website. Those are going to drop, I bet you, within 90 days. 90% of those websites going to be out of the index. I'm just going on a limb. And Bing has not. Even when I try to do it manually. Why? Because you don't have any backlinks. You don't have any backlinks to your 3,000 plus pages. And so Bing, ergo, is not going to index you. I think it's smart from search engines. If no one votes for you and you don't vote for yourself, then we're not going to index you. And I think Google should adopt it as well. That's how you get rid of all these big ass mass page websites that are built with trash before and after AI. The mass page websites are not new. Roast them. Just don't index them. No one votes for you and you don't vote for yourself, meaning your internal linking and your external linking is not taken care of. After 90 days, we're dropping your ass from the index. Bing, it took us one step forward. If you don't have backlinks, they're not going to index you until you get backlinks. And then we'll index you, which is, I think it's way smarter way than what Google's doing. So go get backlinks. You don't need a whole bunch of fancy ones. You don't need to go buy expensive backlinks, but go get some backlinks, and then your indexing will pick up in Bing. That's how you do it. Can you revive sites? So there's actually 2 points in this question, and I'll start off with the one that irritates me. This guy has no experience in SEO. I'm not an expert in this, but I have clients where I'm charging them money for SEO. And he's trying to do it himself. Why the fuck are you taking people's money? Pardon my language if you have kids listening. Why are you taking people's money for their businesses? You taking their businesses in there and taking their money if you have no idea what you're doing. If you're not an expert at it, you got to be an expert at it. Definition of expert, trained. You have a little bit of success. You ain't got to be, I used to work for Fox News. No, you just have to know how to rank a website and have to have done it on purpose multiple times before you start taking people's money for SEO. That should be how it goes. If you are good at something else, Rev, whatever that is, that means. Rev is my forte. I don't know. What is Rev? But if that's your skill and that's what they paid you for, and then you're like, oh, I can do your SEO too, but you don't know how to do it, you are going to burn your reputation with that client. And you're going to burn your reputation in your space, in your Rev space, whatever the hell Rev is, and in the SEO space. So don't do it. Or if you're going to be a Rev guy and you're going to sell SEO, hire an SEO. Frustrating. The other side, long-standing sites fell off a cliff. Can you recover them? Sure can. Go through the basics. Make sure that was applied. Go through the advanced stuff. Do some Cora, do some POP, Page Optimizer Pro, do some analysis. Do your keyword research. Make sure your keywords match the search intent that Google is showing with your landing page. Do that. And then get rid of the trash. It's 2020. Probably a lot of that content is outdated. Get rid of it. Do some 301s. If you have no backlinks and no traffic to the page and it's from 2020, you can delete it and not even worry about 301s. Probably not even, Google's not going to care. So clean that up and then start publishing new content and you can recover a site. You can do it. What's the best channel for getting quality SEO leads? Referrals from previous clients. Those are warm. So they know the person that sent you, they trust them, and now they're going to reach out to you. They're warm. They don't know, like, and trust you yet, but they know, like, and trust the person that referred them, so they're not as hard of a sell as cold leads. And podcasting. Podcasting in the forms of YouTube, Instagram Reels, X video, TikTok, if and when that's still working. Podcasting, those type of things are awesome. Those leads are hot. They've exposed to you, listen to your shows, maybe for months, maybe for a couple weeks, maybe for a day, and they're like, this dude's awesome. And I want to give him money for the services that he's offering. So do podcasting. Do podcasting. And don't fall into the trap of, oh, you can have AI create videos for you. Yeah, you can. And yeah, people will watch them, but that lead is still going to be cold if and when it comes at all. And there's going to be 1,001 trunk monkeys making those AI videos, and then people are just going to get sick of them really, really quick. So make it yourself, make it legit. You can see for my show, you don't even have to have, you don't have to have this $1 million set and lighting everywhere and everything. Just be real with people. Let them know who they're talking to or going to talk to. And if they like you and they trust you, eventually they're going to sign up with you. It may take a while, sure, but as it builds, the while works out. It will work out in the end. So do all your cold stuff, cold email, postcards, all that kind of stuff. Upwork, legit, LinkedIn, social media stuff, all those are cold when you're building, and eventually and maintain your podcast, and your warm leads and your hot leads will start flowing in, and you can lay off on the cold stuff as that kicks in higher. Because you get higher quality leads, they pay a higher retainer fee, and then you don't need as many clients, which is really awesome. Do backlinks on one language. This is actually a test that I want to do, and I think it's a great question. It's a great idea. So I have an English page and a Thai page. So English page and a Thai page. He is focusing his link building efforts on his Thai page, and it is the anchor texts are in Thai. And his question is, will ranking the Thai page in Thailand boost the English page's rankings as well? I think it's potentially answer is yes. One of two ways. Interlinking these two pages directly. And I have the Thai page in Thai. You have all the anchors in Thai, but you have an anchor to the English version of best travel deals in Thailand, right? Write that on the Thai page in English or in Thai. This part will be English version of, and then best travel deals in Thailand. So this can be in Thai, and then the anchor text will be in English. And then build all your links to this, and the link authority or juice or the link power will travel through the Thai page to the English page and rank the English page. That's the one. The other test would be cool is not interlinking these two pages, but relying on href links. So you have X default, which typically, like if it was me, X default would be the English version, and then your Thai version and your French version or whatever, right? And you have those in href link tag. Will just having the href link and linking to the Thai page rank this page? Instinct tells me that it probably will, but a test will have to prove it. But the fast way to do it would be to manually interlink these two pages together. And building your links to the Thai pages will eventually increase the ranking of the English page. I do this all the time, especially in local. It's the same concept. These are just different languages, right? So I have a local location page, and I link only to the location page, and the location page lists 2 or 3 locations. The 2 or 3 locations keep going up because I'm linking to just the location page. So it's safe to say that would work if I'm linking from Thai pages to English pages. That goes back to relevance. Language is probably a pretty key thing in relevance, right? And so if Google is translating this SEO, let's say it's SEO or travel. Best travel deals in Thailand, and I have best travel deals in Thailand type page and best travel deals in page. That's relevance, right? One common misconception is that your links have to be English page to English page. Why? If it's the same topic, it's just in a different language, it's still the same topic. SEO or the best travel deals in Thailand applies to people that are in Germany, and they can have a German page for best travel deals in Thailand. It's still about best travel deals in Thailand, but the relevance people will tell you, oh no, it's because it's a different language. You can't link those two. That's bullshit. It's all about your anchor text. Your anchor text can be translated, or you put it in the primary English. So that's a good question. I like it. And a good test for the future. Whew. All right. Full disclosure. I recorded this stupid thing twice. First time I did it was an hour long, and I had the sound turned off because I'm a moron. So I talked to myself for an hour. Now I recorded it again just for you. So I think I've earned your like, subscribe, and tell your friends. See you next week on SEO This Week.